Broadcasting live from Studio 3 at Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College, you're watching Stallion TV.
Welcome to Stallion TV for Friday, September 9th. I'm James Brock.
And I'm Joshua Boyer. Thanks for joining us here at Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College.
Students who ride bikes at ABAC have noticed a spot of bother. Some inclined paths may be too steep for bicycles. Osmar Marquez has this to say on this.
We just don't feel that it's a safe way of transportation around the campus because of all the steep hills around everywhere that I go to. So I will prefer to have any kind of help from the campus management.
A path made specifically for bicycles will definitely help.
A little over a month into school, and the South End parking lot has finally finished its construction. And while many students are happy with its completion, some are upset with its new design. Here's Peyton Hart with her take on the matter.
The new parking lot is really pretty and nice, but I do think that it's limited the amount of parking than it already had before, and we already struggled with finding parking spots.
With the lot's completion, ABAC police plan on giving out tickets again soon.
Next Wednesday, the Baldwin Library will be hosting a pop-up event in collaboration with the Tift County Public Library. With more details, here is the Stallion's own Delcy Vega.
Coming up on September 14th, the Tift County Public Library will be holding a pop-up library event on campus, allowing students the ability to check out unique resources within their collection, as well as an opportunity to sign up for their library card. ABAC's instructional service librarian, Sarah Yan, had this to say.
I would encourage people to come to this because they will have access to resources that we might not necessarily have here at Baldwin Library. I think they mentioned that they will be bringing video games, so that might be of some interest to some students. And they just might have different things such as like different book titles or just DVDs. It just really depends whatever you're looking for. Just a wider collection that we might not have access to.
For those interested, the event will be held in the STEPS classroom located on the second floor of the Carlton Center from 10 a.m. through 4 p.m. For the Stallion TV, I'm Delcy Vega.
If you have any questions about this event, stop by the library for more information. Here's the weekend's weather report from Summer Edwards.
Thank you, James. Good afternoon, ABAC. Today we will be looking at our weekend weather report. Our weather for the next 3 days isn't looking too good. We should expect scattered thunderstorms throughout the weekend, with the high staying at about 82 and the low staying around 71. The humidity is going to be at a whopping 98%. Make sure to bring your raincoats and umbrella if you're planning to go out. With summer nearing its end and autumn preparing to fall into place, on September 22nd, the fall equinox will occur, bringing cooler weather and the new season with it. Eileen, Nova Scotia, had this to say.
Well, being as I nearly melted during the summer, yes, I am ready for fall. I love seasons where the temperatures are cold, and I also just love the holidays that come with it. And it is a step towards winter, and you can never go wrong with that.
We can expect temperatures to drop in the next few weeks, so get ready for sweater weather. With the weekend weather report, I'm Summer Edwards.
Thanks, Summer. I know I'm ready for this hot Georgia weather to go away. How about you?
I am. Handle it.
Thank you. In world news, Queen Elizabeth II has died at the age of 96. Queen Elizabeth was the longest reigning British monarch, serving for 70 years. England will be in mourning for 12 days after the Queen's death, and every major event has been cancelled after she died yesterday. Queen Elizabeth's son, Prince Charles III, will serve as the new King of England.
Time does not stop for anyone, and people should not stop growing. But putting on a new pair of shoes and learning to walk in them can be difficult and frustrating. Here's Anthony McDonald.
One of the most difficult things we can do as people is change. Change means that we are moving out of our comfort zone, hopefully into a better place. Here's Marissa McDonald reflecting on the change in her life.
It's very stressful but it's also very exciting to learn how to grow your own food, to be able to teach our children as well, showing them where their food comes from, something more natural.
Whether the change is deciding to make school a priority or taking on new responsibilities, you should know that the growth that you're looking for is worth the struggle. For the Stallion, I'm Anthony McDonald.
Anthony says, as you go through your own change in life, make sure that you don't go through it alone. Reach out to others and embrace the change.
This month is Suicide Prevention Month. Its goal is to raise awareness for those who suffer from mental illness and suicidal thoughts. Here's the Stallions, David Cruz.
It's known to be National Suicide Prevention Month and allows us to shed light on suicide as a public health problem. Being able to do so can allow us to prevent increase of suicide rates and learn more information on how to help those that fall victim to this issue. Here's Dylan Dumney with his thoughts on how this month is beneficial.
I think Suicide Prevention Month is beneficial because it brings awareness to adults and teens about suicide, depression, and other things. It also brings awareness to the difficulties some people have with suicidal tendencies and other ideas.
We hope to spread more information and awareness to people who could be affected by suicide. And for the Stallion, I'm David Cruz.
If you or someone you know on campus is suffering from mental illness or troubling thoughts, you can always reach out to the Counseling Center here in Branch Hall, Suite 201.
Sunday is September 11th, a time for Americans to pause and remember the thousands killed in the terrorist attack on New York and Washington in 2001. Many firefighters and other first responders gave their all to save those trapped in the Twin Towers that day. In remembrance of the lives lost, ABAC will hold a service in the chapel from 9 to 10 a.m. on Sunday. The service will include a presentation from the colors from students from Coffee High.
Now, here with sports is David Cruz. How are ABAC teams doing this year?
ABAC fall sports got off to a good start with the women's soccer team defeating Wesleyan 4-1 last week. That's their first win under new coach Chris Earls. The ABAC cross-country team will see its first action today at Georgia Military College.
The U.S. has been aired on TV since 1895, and many come out and watch it in person or at home. Here was Gloria White.
Hello, I love watching the U.S. Open. It's the fourth major in the year, and I'm very excited. And it's a lot of celebrities come out to watch it. I think it's the most watched major in the year.
You can watch it this Saturday on ESPN. For the Stallion, I am Jalen Edmonds.
The U.S. will be open televised this Saturday on ESPN from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Barrel racing is a rodeo event where a rider and a horse compete for the fastest time. To accomplish this, they must race around priest barrels in a cloverleaf pattern. The winner receives a cash prize. Juliet Chris is attending a barrel racing competition in the upcoming days ahead and is aiming for the money. Here's Juliet Chris.
As a little girl, I always wanted to compete and be a barrel racer. I grew up with horses and I dreamed of just barrel racing and competing. My dad and mom didn't want me to compete until recently, so I just started competing 3 years ago. I'll be attending a huge National Barrel Horse Association Georgia State Championship show. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a really big show, probably over 1,000 people will be attending, so it's going to be a lot of competition there. I'm really looking forward to it and hope it's a good time.
Good luck, Juliet. We hope you do well at this competition. Now back to you, James.
Thank you, David. Doran has a new business coming to town. Doran's Delicious Delights is planning on being everyone's choice when they need sugar or anything sweet. Here is Morgan Cooper with the report.
Part of a meal is dessert, and Doran has that covered for you. Opening September 12th, Doran's Delicious Delights plans on hitting the ground running where there's shaved ice, bluebell ice cream, and many more amazing treats. Here's one of the owners, Stephen Meadows.
We're a business of, ice cream, shaved ice, stuff like that. So not really food oriented, but it's kind of, sweets and treats. So our grand opening date is Monday, September 12th at 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. We plan on having the Chamber of Commerce and other community partners and leaders there as well. If you would like more details or information, you can always check us out on Instagram and Facebook at Dobrin's Delicious Delights, or you can contact us at 229-507-7820. Thank you.
Doran Delicious Delights is planning to have their ribbon cutting ceremony on September 12th at 4:30. Thank you for joining us today for Stallion TV. I'm James Brock.
And I'm Joshua Boyer. This is Summer Edwards, and this is David Cruz. Me and the rest of the crew will see you next Friday with more news from Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College.